This course is about working on projects under the direction of your instructor. Your instructor is acting as a project manager. The engineering society that focuses most clearly on this is in COSI. The engineering society that has the largest projects, aircraft carriers, space, is called AIAA. Within the Howard County, Maryland region, these are the two most active engineering societies. Get involved in them, become a student member. So why are we talking about this? By now you should have been introduced to your class project and have been placed in a group with specific deliverables and deadlines. This is the cauldron we've talked about. The first immature behavior that's going to be exhibited is, let's stop talking, let's do things quickly now. This is when things break. The engineering notebook and the design requirements should slow you down. Let them. Focus on your due date, the deliverable, the problem statement, the requirements, breaking everything down into activities and tasks. Now is the time to talk, 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 talk. Everything you do results in a video in YouTube, photos in Google Drive, presentations like this one, and documents. But the question is, what do you write about? If you strip away people, place, time, and opinions that you normally write about, what's left? That's engineering. What's left is engineering. Pictures should not be of people, but about your project. Video should have maybe some hands in it. The rest is about the project. The goal now is to capture how you're organizing yourselves, the activities and the tasks. The failures, what isn't working, what was expected, and what you chose to do next. No extra words, no fluff, no proof that you worked hard, no steps. Each project is unique. It has its own stuff that needs to be talked about. Figure out what that is. It's not place, time, who, what, when, or opinions. If you don't do this, then what's going to end up happening is everyone's going to spend a lot of time deleting stuff at the end of the semester. So what you need to do is live in the tension of creating an end product, the deliverable, on time. Meet the client's expectations. Manage them. Sell change to the customers. Talk to your customers. Figure out which ones are most unhappy. Do this daily. Don't try to avoid the tension. These are the three things that you need to pay attention to most in your project. Engineering projects are about the unknown. Experience, skill, dedication, understanding, right things right, best tools, best materials do not necessarily make the best project. Don't start there. Focus on activities and tasks. This is the first section of the final report that most engineers will turn to. What failures should I try to replicate? How did you try to solve the problem? How did you organize yourself? How did the problem statement change? How did the requirements evolve? The success of this document, more than anything, determines the success of the project. Memorize these stakeholders: the public, the law, professions, client, firm, other engineers, yourself. Those are the stakeholders. Those are the people involved in your project, or the institutions involved in your project. Most of the time, as an engineer, you're working for the supplier, the manufacturer, the distributor. You're working somewhere in the middle of the supply chain, and your client is an engineer and your customer is the engineer. If customers don't change their lives and buy your product, your services as an engineer, then everyone suffers. Customers have to be the primary focus. Clients are in the middle. They pay your salary. They're taking the risks. They have the opinions that trump everything. When they are scientists or business people and not engineers, they can be very difficult to work with. So figure out who are the stakeholders of your project. Figure out which engineering societies this project is associated with. How does it relate to the National Academy of Engineering's grand challenges? Plan on things going wrong. They will go wrong. Don't try to be omniscient, omnipotent, or omnipresent. Neither you or the project manager or the instructor is that way. Just plan on problems. Name the problem. Describe the problem. Trying to resolve them before there's severe harm to the project. Don't avoid them. Don't hide them. They're the most interesting thing about a project. So here's a failure, a massive one. This is part of a bacteria project. We're trying to create a holder to hold some paper, sandwich some paper between two filter holders. That's what you see pictures of up here. And in that process, the laser cutter caught on fire. So you can see here in this link to the fire example, great documentation on that failure and what failure looks like in an engineering document. It looks like success. You learn from it. And if you're not learning from your failure, if you're saying, give me another one, let's burn up another laser cutter, you're not going to be an engineer. So go through these steps of documenting failure. So what is this engineering seminar for? Well, the biggest problem with students presenting their projects is they don't know what they don't know. You'll get up here and you'll get a question and you'll just answer it with some rational, logical, connected thought that's off the top of your head. Your goal is to dive into detail. If the question's bad, say, hey, you're asking my opinion. That's not the purpose of this presentation. The purpose of the presentation is to communicate detail and facts to you. So ask the right questions. Don't ask about opinions. Your presentation should end with unanswered questions that leave attention hanging in the air. And you come back with your next presentation with those questions answered, and then another whole set hopefully are asked that hang in the air. That's the best project presentation you can make. Your failures will stimulate the best questions. So those are the project's do's and don'ts.